What Trump is doing, where it concerns California, in the first place, he hates California because those people who live in California are cool and hip and they make movies and they're good looking and they're not slovenly pigs like him, and they like decent food and clean water, and they struggle to maintain good health for themselves and their societies and their cities, even though it's a constant upward battle. And they welcome people into the state, no matter where they came from, no matter their race or their gender or what gender they've selected. Trump can't stand that because Trump is a punk. He's a mafia piglet. That's all he is. He's like Fredo. He's just a twisted little twit. And he hates California because, remember, California had millions of illegal voters. They gave Hillary Clinton the popular vote. Millions of them. You remember that. Let me quote from the New York Times. The Trump administration is expected on Wednesday, today, to formally revoke California's authority to set auto emission rules that are stricter than federal standards, taking a major step, Trump is, forward in his wide-ranging attack on government efforts to fight climate change. So what this miserable, and I got to cuss a little bit today because I'm going crazy not using the F word. I'm just going out of my mind. But this son of a bitch who's in California today, this nasty, nasty bastard of a human being, Trump, he wants the entire country to be smog-filled and full of pollution and death and more global warming because he is an ignorant son of a bitch. He is a stupid man. Hey, Republicans. Hey, you states' rights freaks. Where are you here? Huh? Hey, all you southern white male Republican senators and members of Congress who screech and scream and fart and wheeze about the rights of the states to pass their own laws regarding abortion or murder weapons or whatever the hell you want to talk about. Where are you on this one? Crickets. The Times goes on, the formal abolishment of one of California's signature environmental policies. Tailpipe pollution is the largest source of greenhouse gas emissions in the United States. You know that. You know that. We know that. And that's one of the reasons here in the Malloy household, yes, we still have a minivan, which is used primarily by Kathy when she hauls 10 or 15 Girl Scouts. But we have a Leaf. We plug the goddamn thing in every night in the garage and then drive it during the day because we understand this. And we live in Atlanta, where there are millions of people and millions of cars, and it's making the air around Atlanta filthy. So here we are, and there's lots of us. I don't mean to say, ooh, we're special. No, we're not. We're conscious. So we leased a Leaf. And when the lease ran out, we bought it. Our little contribution of no tailpipe emissions into the atmosphere here in Atlanta. But Trump, this filthy, rotten little bastard Trump, says he's going to order California not to put in play a law they've already passed. A law that 13 other states have gone along with California because these states want their citizens to breathe too. They want their children to grow up. They want their grandchildren to not live in a superheated earth. Trump will be dead and a piece of vile, decaying shit in the ground when the effects of what he's doing are felt. However, lawyers who understand the Constitution say that this punk, this bastard, this filthy human being, Trump, is taking his corrupt administration and the country into uncharted legal territory in its battle with California. California has said they will fight this all the way to the Supreme Court. Well, I hope to shout. What Trump is doing is trying to a more hideous degree than any president in the history of this country to abolish federalism. Although he doesn't know what the hell federalism is, he just wants the power. He's telling the states, you're going to do what I say. That's what Trump is saying to California. You're going to do what I say, not what is beneficial to the health and well-being of the citizens of your state. You're going to do what I say. What do you call that, truth seeker? What do you call that? What do you call the filthy subhumans who have attempted that and been successful up to a point until millions, tens of millions of people had to die to remove these fascist pigs from the earth? What do you call that? You've seen it before, or you've read about it before, and here it is again. Richard Revis, a professor of environmental law at New York University, noting that no administration has ever revoked a state's authority to regulate its own air quality. This professor says, quote, "This is unprecedented and a tremendously big deal," end quote. Yes, it is, because this unconscious, filthy prick, Donald Trump, has decided he is the dictator, because so far there has been no punishment of this son of a bitch, no matter what he's done. Oh, people resign. People leave this filthy administration, but there's been no pushback from the American people. We're allowing this to happen. Why? I'll be goddamned. I swear to God, in all of my years as being politically conscious, which has been about 55 years of political consciousness, I've never seen the American people, for the most part, the way we are now. A bunch of goddamn gutless sheep. We're just standing around while this man is doing this. One thing after another. Oh, Malloy. In a speech yesterday, this Andrew Wheeler, another filthy little worm, he's the acting head of the EPA, or the head of the EPA, I don't know anymore. So few of Trump department heads or cabinet members have been confirmed by the Senate. I mean, Trump has, let me digress from that. Trump has, the second article of impeachment against Dick Nixon was that he refused to honor or accept subpoenas by the Congress. Trump just says, see, I want to use the F word, and I told myself I wouldn't. Trump not only ignores subpoenas, he tells the people under him to break the law, ignore the law, violate the law. And we're still talking about whether or not we should have impeachment. Oh, gee, what are we supposed to do? Are you kidding me? Trump knows there's not going to be any pushback. He knows Pelosi's going to do nothing. He knows Nadler's going to do nothing. I don't give a damn what they're calling these hearings. Prelude to impeachment inquiry. I don't care what language they use. In a speech yesterday, Andrew Wheeler, acting head of the EPA, said, quote, now, listen, here's what he said. "We embrace federalism and the role of the states. But federalism does not mean that one state can dictate standards for the nation. That's not what California is doing." But these people don't care. They put this out there, and then these little slimy gutter dwellers like Sean Hannity and Lou Dobbs pick up on that statement. Well, you know, California's trying to dictate the rest of the country what to do. No, they're not. It's just for California, and the other 13 states have joined in. Nobody held a gun to their head. California didn't say, you other 13 states, get in line. They did it on their own. But this is how they lie. The Environmental Protection Agency, the Justice Department, agency after agency, headed by lying, filthy, lying sycophants for this sick dictator wannabe Donald Trump. It's astonishing. This is what the Times says. The attacks on California, or the attack by this filthy pig in the White House, the attack on California is only the latest in a broad array of efforts to weaken climate change regulations by a president who has repeatedly expressed skepticism about the scientific consensus that global warming is human-caused. The administration, Trump, plans to weaken auto emission standards nationwide, has rolled back rules governing coal-burning power plants, eased restrictions on energy companies governing leaks of methane, a powerful greenhouse gas. Do you understand what he's doing? If you do, then why in the hell are we not in the street in the tens of millions? Do you get this? Hi, Truth Seekers. Mike Malloy here. As you know, we've switched formats and are now broadcast exclusively on the Progressive Voices Network. So that means you get fewer program interruptions, no corporate commercials, and lots of profanity. But our format change also means some of our radio listeners no longer hear the program. It's been a while since I mentioned our podcasts, so you may have forgotten that there is a way to listen to this program anytime you need a good dose of screaming. Visit MikeMalloy.com and subscribe to our podcasts. You have your choice. You can listen to The Ranting with the audio podcast or listen and watch me lose control with a video podcast subscription. As a podcast subscriber, you can download the program to your mobile device and take me with you wherever you go. And if you have a friend who needs a dose of truth-seeking, you can give a gift subscription as well. That's MikeMalloy.com, and never miss a minute of the uncensored fun and frivolity.